Allison, what happened?
Allison returns to her childhood home with her husband Richard and their young son, Seth. She just received heartbreaking news. Her father was found dead. Now she has no family left, only memories. The house feels heavy. Old photos, old rooms, old echoes. And then the nightmares begin again. For as long as she can remember, Allison has been haunted by the same woman, a silent figure in a wedding dress, watching her from the foot of her bed. Tonight, she appears again, frozen, staring, reaching, until Richard shakes Allison awake. When Richard leaves for work, Allison tries cleaning to distract herself, but strange things keep pulling her back into childhood memories. A spinning top, a locked room under the stairs, and a moment she nearly suffocated as a child. Her father had once told her it was an accident caused by her mother's weakened mental state. But now Allison begins doubting everything she thought she knew. When Richard announces he must travel for a work training, Allison begs him not to go. She's scared. Something feels wrong in the house. He leaves anyway. That night, Allison wakes up paralyzed, watching the woman in the wedding dress lean over Seth's crib. She forces herself awake just in time. Shaking, she calls Richard, but he thinks she's just exhausted and tells her to rest. Then she hears footsteps in the attic. Upstairs, Allison finds an old videotape, and what she sees changes everything. On the tape, little Allison plays with her parents. But then the footage shifts. Her mother looks distressed, unstable, afraid. More recordings show two priests entering the house. Her father tells them he believes something else is affecting Susan. Then on the final tape, Susan screams, pulling her own hair as if fighting something inside her. The tape ends abruptly. She tracks down Father Albert, one of the men from the tape. He refuses to speak at first, but the next day he shows up at her door, ready to confess everything. He tells Allison the truth. Years ago, her mother wasn't just struggling emotionally, she was affected by a vengeful bride named Mary. Mary was the first wife of Allison's grandfather. She disappeared mysteriously, and no one ever found her body. But Albert reveals the truth. Mary didn't disappear. She was killed. She was expecting a child at the time, and before she died, she placed a curse on the bloodline, vowing the family would never know peace. Every strange incident in the house, every nightmare Allison had as a child, all of it traces back to Mary, and now Mary wants something. Seth. That same night, the haunting intensifies. Doors slam shut. Cold air fills the halls. Allison sees Mary standing near Seth again. Richard returns home shocked to find Allison screaming, and at last he believes her. But it's too late. Seth disappears. No footprints, no sound, no explanation, just gone. Desperate, Richard seeks help from a spiritual expert named Dave. He walks through the house and senses something old, powerful, angry. With Allison, he performs a ritual to understand what Mary wants. When Dave's mind crosses into the spirit world, he sees it, Mary pushing a small stroller. But inside lies an unborn child who never had a chance to live. Her rage is not just about her death. She lost her baby too. Dave explains the only way to stop Mary is to find her hidden grave and give her a proper burial. But they don't know where the body is. So Dave performs a final dangerous ritual, one that lets Allison enter the spirit realm herself. Inside that realm, Allison sees the truth unfold. Her grandfather found Mary with another man. When she admitted the baby wasn't his, he snapped and ended her life. Mary's final words were a curse. From that moment, every generation suffered, including Allison's mother, her grandfather, and now her son. Allison searches through the spirit world until she finds Seth near Mary's hidden grave. But just as she grabs him, Mary appears, a scream, a flash, and Allison jolts back into the real world, empty-handed. She sobs, believing she lost him forever. Then Richard runs in. Seth is back, safe in his crib, as if he never vanished at all. Days later, Things seem calm again. They're packing to move out. Dave comes to say goodbye, but something isn't right. His protective charm suddenly turns pitch black. Then Allison appears behind him. Dave collapses. Richard rushes inside and finds Dave dead, and Seth gone again. A faint cry echoes from the attic. Richard races upstairs and finds Seth lifeless. Behind him stands Allison, but her eyes are empty. Richard realizes the truth. Mary didn't leave. She simply moved into a new body. Allison is gone. Mary is in control. And in that final moment, Mary ends Richard's life. Then ends Allison's life too, completing the curse she swore generations ago.